Well guys, Todd with 306 Foxbody. I'm finally working on Mustang stuff. So here's the very slow intake project I've got here. Check it out. So we got a cheap intake manifold that we're going to practice with. What I want to do is I want to cut the top of this intake off about half, 5/8 of an inch. See, this here is 3/4 of an inch. I think if I go about 3/4 of an inch right here, that's what I'll want. So I want to cut this whole top right off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this angle iron into 4 1-foot pieces, and I'm going to make something to hold it, or I could bolt it to the top of the intake. And then I'm going to make a slot with a piece of metal or this other angle iron to put the blade through. So the blade will go through and it'll be even on both sides. It's not critical that I need a machined surface like this. That's going to be irrelevant, but we want to get it fairly close. So, well guys, here's what we ended up with. It's not pretty, but it might just work. So I have a slot for the blade to go in. The hardest part will be to get it started. But once it's started, then we should be good to go. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and do this like this for the whole night, but once I get it going, we should be good. Okay. Beautiful. I want to get an intercooler core that's 8 inches wide. So this is about 6 from here to here. 8 inches wide, 3 inches thick, 12 inches long. So what I want to do is I want to make a triangular piece to kind of fit, well, I want to make a triangular piece, this is obviously very crude, to fit in this area. That way I can get rid of all this. The same with on this other side. I want to open this up here. I kind of reached underneath, and from what I could tell, there's no hollow cavity in here. So I want to open up this a little bit, maybe come across here. I might lay it down a little bit or back on an angle. I can probably cut a groove in here, take this out. Anyways, I'm probably going to get a piece of wood and make it the same size as the intercooler core, which is about 8.1 inches wide, 12 inches long, 3 inches thick. And that way we're going to make a kind of a tray with a flange all the way around. And then the intercooler core will have a flange on it, so it'll bolt down there, kind of like this. And then we'll have another flange. So this is missing the flanges. So what I want to do is get, the flange won't be pretty, but that's what'll bolt the lid onto the core. So, and just say if, when I'm done this intake, if I'm satisfied with everything, this one will actually be a nicer, cleaner job than this. This is a pretty abstract, rough. We're going to make this sort of more of a rectangular style opening. This one will have a nicer opening on it. And if I wanted to, once this one's done, all I have to do is cut this intake and make the base, and my lid and my intercooler will go onto the Super Victor. I just don't have the heart to cut that $500, $600 intake. That's, remember when you could get them for like $300 or $400, or a used one for 150 or 200? Look at this, guys. December 1994, so just over 30 years ago. Victor Jr. 351, $235 American, so that's about $317 Canadian. So those days are long gone. So I'd rather cut into this Speedmaster just because I don't feel so bad. But once I'm done porting the base, it's not going to be too bad. And another thing to look at, check this out. You know, my runners aren't going to be, my exterior runners, they're going to be closer to the same length as my interior runners. So the runners will actually be better, you know, more even from front to back, and the center ones than they were originally. So, okay, I threw the intake on a Windsor that I had through a distributor in it. I want to see how far ahead I could go. So if I want to center this, assuming that this is somewhat even, and I want to get this totally centered, we're looking at about a 1/4 inch on either side. So we know we have a little bit of room here. So the flange that goes all the way around when I'm done, after I taper this up to make kind of a tray for the intercooler to sit in, if I have to get a bit more clearance here, I'm going to get one of those Tech Motion adapters to put a smaller distributor cap on, and that'll give me the extra clearance I need. So that's a good option to have. And I will have that room that I want. I want to have an 8-inch by 10-inch intercooler core sitting here. So this will start to shape up. I'm kind of talking out loud a bit, but anyways, I want to open this up as much as I can. Let me get started at grinding away at this thing and see where it takes us. Yeah, I thought, why use a die grinder and make a mess when I can just cut some of it? So I'll do this side now. Like, look at how much this just opens it up. Like, you think about it. I'm gonna take the vast majority of this out, but we need room. We need room to let the welder get in there to make this pie-shaped. Like, I'm going to make a pie-shaped piece that goes in there that'll be really nice. And I'll be able to open this up even more. And we might even make some pieces to go in here. I don't know. We might just round it off. I'll probably just round it off because airflow really won't care. If I round these, severely round this and blend this up here, the airflow will just love it. And look at how it necks down in here. Whereas obviously the Edelbrock intake, like this is a much beefier intake than that'll ever be. You can see the Edelbrock has definitely more uniform runners when it comes to their cross-sectional width and everything else. But with this, like, when we cut this out, we're going to eliminate these bottlenecks. It's actually going to be not a bad intake when we're done. Same with here. This is narrower right in here than it is an inch or two down. Same with here. Look at how narrow this is right here. Look at my finger, how, and then up here it's bigger. But once we cut some of this junk out, our runner's going to actually be not too bad. Nice. that's really opening this guy up. You know, I'm even thinking, what if I took a slice out with this too? You know, it's just that much less that I'll have to die grind. You know, I might just try it. Well, after a couple hours with the die grinder and a few minutes with the Sawzall, here's what we came up with. It's not quite done, obviously, but we're a step in the right direction, I hope. So I took a whole big wedge out of here. I got a little aggressive. I was on the wrong angle. I got to get this welded in. In a way, it's not so bad. I kind of know what my limitations are. Everything else went really good. So I'll have that welded in. You know, the quality of this intake, just, it's not bad, but it's not great, but you get what you paid for. So what I'm thinking of doing is taking this section and tracing it onto a plate and cutting it out, and I should be able to get it to fit right over this, and then it can be welded maybe on either side. We could make a little wedge for in this area, kind of a bent wedge or a bent triangle to fit in here. Anyways, we'll figure out what we need to do to put a plate in here, have the sides come up. I think it'll be flat on either end to have flanges all the way around it, and then the intercooler could sit on that. Anyways, we've really opened it up. I think we'll leave it at that, guys. We're a few minutes into this one. I'm going to likely order an intercooler core soon. And I got an idea on how I'm going to cool the coolant that goes through the intercooler. I think it'll be good. Anyways, that's where we're at with the project. A little slower going. Thanks for bearing with me. And if you have any questions or have any ideas, I'd love to hear them in the comment section. It's crazy, but it might just work. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you in the next video. Cheers.